界を見たいな Come along with me 誰にも出せない答えが僕の中にある
I'm playing those dark shadow games and hey guys, welcome back to Bug Think Tank for another round of Comic Run Talk, and we're going to right into it with our Yu-Gi-Oh! Run through of the Man from Egypt story, as I call it. And we'll go with Shadi's challenge. So, we last left off with this nice little story here. What we had was, well, Shadi had come in, and he was coming into, I'm here to punish those who defile the temple of the gods. And, okay, cool, alright, sure. He comes in. He wants to punish the evil businessman who has been funding these expeditions, and then he wants to punish Professor Yoshimori for doing the expeditions. I'm like, okay, we got a really good premise here. Then he sees Millennium Puzzle, and then he challenges the other Yugi in the Millennium Puzzle, and he loses. He comes out like, okay, all right. I don't know what that was, but I'm coming back with a vengeance, and he does next episode, next chapter. So using his Millennium Key blade, because pretty much what it is, he enters Professor Yoshimori's mind, turns him into a mindless zombie, and here we are, strangling the life out of Joey. So, as everyone's freaking out, Shadi's here like, yep. And he pretty much recaps exactly what happened. Hey, I was planning to leave, not come back. I have missed my flight. This is frustrating. And yeah, so I'm here to figure out what's up with the Millennium Puzzle. I'm either taking this puzzle or or someone's dying. That's it, one or the other. He needs to face the other Yugi again. He needs to see exactly what the power of the Millennium Puzzle is. So, in the midst of this all, Taya decides, like, I need to contribute to the story. She takes the globe, brings the weight of the world on Professor Yoshimori, knocks 3 of his teeth out, doesn't stop him because he's a mindless zombie. Shadi, however, is like, what? What? Doesn't really do anything. He's like, okay, so I need someone else. The girl. All right, so uses his Keyblade and does performs a dive to the heart. Enters her soul.
It's the power of the Keyblade.
Go like, okay, the room of her soul here. It's nice. Rooms mirrors like a dance studio. All right, they reflect one's own image. All right, she has strong beliefs. There's a picture of a mystery man here. Dreams of going to America. Oh, like, okay, she's easy to like. I am gonna not like doing this, but you know what? I gotta do this. Instead of turning her into a mindless zombie who will act in this story, I'm gonna make her a mindless doll. Fun fact, in the ADT version of this, the Season 0 anime, Shadi possesses Taya for a whole night and a day and tries to bring out the other Yugi. At one point, trying to kill Yugi. And it's never really brought up again. So, take or leave whichever one you want. I think a sort of middle ground would have worked best for this, like a marionette design happens. As Joey decides to track Professor Yoshimori, i.e., getting the mad zombie out because otherwise he's just going to distract the whole story. Joey's allowed to be a hero. Also, fun thing, in the ADT version, how do I want to say this? This happens during the day in the school, and Joey is running, and it's not Professor Yoshimori, it's Tristan who becomes possessed, and Joey's running through the school during the day while classes are going on, and no one knows what's going on. It's actually kind of stupid, if not hilarious. So anyway, Shadi finally reveals himself to everybody. I guess they couldn't see him, but anyway. He says, "You've got good friends, Yugi, and she is a good friend as well." And he's like, "What did you do, and why am I this short again?" Ugh. But anyway. Joey decides to lay one more super, hey, I'm from the streets punch, the Brooklyn Rage, and it doesn't, but he's lost more teeth. So Shadi's like, yes, that's it, anger, hatred, sadness. Yes, on the far end lies the other Yugi on just one more trigger. All right? If I ordered this girl to die, she would die. And lo and behold, that does it.
He's here, the other Yugi.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's fun, it's beautiful. I do love it. I do love it. He comes in like Shadi. I'm like, so we finally meet in this world. The Yugi within Yugi. I'm like, it's a bit better than other Yugi, honestly. The second stage of our game begins. Luckily, because this man's a filthy archaeologist, I have everything I need for our game here. So give me about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes. All right. When the clock strikes eight, actually, yeah, 10 minutes. Wild. During this time, um, Yugi, or the Yugi within Yugi, um, sort of he tries to ponder what's going on. Why is he so determined to test his power? All right, he points at his bloodline or whatever group he says want to use the power or whatever, and then he reveals that the Millennium Puzzle, he doesn't know the full extent of it. He knows it's in there. It pulses. It's waiting for him. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what it is or what the secret of it is. But he is aware of one thing, and that's that Shadi is his enemy, and that he has to win. So 8 o'clock comes on. Taya is up there. Yeah, yeah. And so begins the game, the trial of the mind. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. But as Shadi presents, like you, I'd let you know that you are afraid. Or I tell you not to be afraid, all right? Somewhere in your heart, you're afraid of that power. You fear the unknown power of the Millennium Puzzle, and that's the weakness of your heart. The proof lies before you, as three of these charms around the Millennium Key blade begins to shatter and breaks. All right. So, Shadi reveals that the game has already started. All right. The girl standing is on the bridge of life. It's supported attached by four ropes, um, attached to Ushepti. All right. And the Usheptis are a reflection of his heart. So whenever Yugi shows weakness, they will shatter. And because they're all that's holding the rope that holds up the board, when they all shatter, Taya dies. She'll fall to her death. There we go. Now, the only way to win this, all right, is to not only not have your Ushepti shatter, that's how you lose. To win, you need to shatter my Ushepti, which holds the Millennium Key. When my Ushepti shatters, the Millennium Key will fall and touch your hand. Anyone who's been messed up by the Millennium Key, if they touch it, it's all undone. Boop, boop, ba-doop, they're fine. Professor Yoshimura will not get his teeth back, but otherwise, he's fine. So the game begins, and it starts off with zombies crawling up. I'm like, okay. This is the first stage of your heart's weighing. So it's a riddle, all right? Answer the riddle. What creeps on the ground and clings to the pillars, all right? And so effectively, this is a challenge under pressure, all right? And Yugi figures it out. The whole idea is to solve this riddle without giving in to despair, without your heart weakening. All right. He figures it out. The illusion's true nature is my shadow, and it's done. This one wasn't that complicated, but it's the whole point is the pressure. So the next one comes in as Joey is still running. It's great. It's great. So anyway, this is Amit. All right, and this game is concentration or death. So here's all the rules. There are 9 stone plates, all right? And so you know the game concentration. You spread out a deck of playing cards, attempt to turn over matching numbers one at a time. All right, but there are 9 plates. You need even pairs. Like that's true. There's one extra plate in the middle. In this version of the game, you must name the picture etched on that middle. You don't have to match anything. All right. If you can solve it, the illusion will disappear. However, you can't turn any of the plates over. Now, this is an illusion per se, but that is a myth. All right. When it bites Yugi, he will die. So he has to figure out exactly what it is. All right. In 5 minutes. And the key is that the stone plates are a mirror of Amit. All right. So Yugi now has to shake off his fear and solve the puzzle in less than 5 minutes. I'm like, okay. So he figures it out. Okay, so it has 2 of everything, it only has 1 of. I'm like, okay, I got you. Um, Ears, eyes, hands, all right, nose, and it has 1 mouth, and there we go. Jess is about to shatter him. Oh, chew him to death, all right. So now it becomes the final game. So, as the final game is about to begin, Shadi's kind of like, look, when this one goes through, this one, your 3 Ushepti will shatter. He's that confident about what's going to happen here. Yugi is like, I am not in a good spot here. I'm like, okay, so I have to get Shadi's Ushepti to shatter so I can win. The problem is, though, how do I find the weakness of Shadi's heart? So we don't quite know. And Shadi will, you search for my heart's weakness, but you don't. Mine is like an unbreakable diamond. Yours is like alabaster, weak and easily broken. You'll understand here. Your next opponent is Jumpin' Joey Wheeler. And he looks pissed. He takes the Millennium Puzzle, and the arena opens up as a bottomless pit surrounds the two of them. So here are the rules, all right? You will take turns throwing the Millennium Puzzle like a die. For each throw, your opponent must move 2 squares in the direction of the tip of the puzzle. The first one who forces his opponent into the bottomless pit wins. Like, okay. Yugi's not sure if this really is joy, just an illusion, so he's a bit hesitant. But what happens next is what really will do it. Joey looks at Yugi and says, "This is your greatest treasure. Watching you makes me sick. Only a girl would care about a box." And what happens? One of his Ushepti shatter. So what happened? Easy. That line is from the first chapter. So this Joey is created from a memory of Yugi's heart. In other words, even though they're still friends, that interaction still left a mark on Yugi. Still hurts. So that's creates the problem. So now Yugi has to focus. So what happens? Well, as Joey drops and tosses the puzzle like a die, Yugi refuses to play. All right, he will not play this game, so he keeps walking and walking to the edge, to the edge, to the edge, and ultimately, before it begins, like what I was testing was the weakness of your heart, and weakness is you trust too much. Trust is more easily broken through Shepti. In the end, friendship is nothing but weak hearts clinging together for solace. If you had spent your friends into the pit, you would have gained true strength. And now, throw the puzzle for the last time, and the illusion of Joey doesn't. I'm like, why don't you throw the puzzle? And the illusion of Joey fades away. And Yugi says there is no past or present in friendship. If you trust your friends, they will trust you. Effectively, while that illusion of Joey was created from a memory of Joey in the past, that isn't Joey's future. This is who Joey is right now. And that faith, that trust, is what kept Yugi's heart going strong afterwards. And now we turn the next level when, as it turns out, as the final rope supporting Taya begins to snap, Joey shows up holding her up. Like, okay, good, good, good. And Shadi's like, impossible. It's as if they support each other without hesitating for an instant. And his heart to Shefty begins to shatter. He's like, yeah, bro, Shadi, you don't understand this, bud. True strength of heart can't be gained alone. The power to trust your friends, that is real power. And that's what causes Shadi's heart's Ushepti to shatter. The Millennium Key falls down into Taya's hand. Taya's like, huh, what's going on? Like, oh no. Taya freaks out. Joey's trying to help more, but Professor Yoshimura remembers, oh yeah, I'm in the story. And she's about to fall, but Yugi grabs her, pulls her close before she realizes, hey, Yugi looks weird. Yugi tells Joey, make Professor Yoshimura touch that tree. Touch that key. Like, oh, that one? And Vivi's like, Yugi looks weird. But either way, he does it. He's fine. Boop, boop, ba-doop. And Yugi's grandpa walks in like, I was knocked out for a bit and totally irrelevant to the story. Hope that doesn't happen again. Hope me being unconscious doesn't play a role in future arcs. So Yugi and Shadi meet on the ground. Looks like the roof still, but I'm pretty sure it's the ground. But either way, Shadi says, you've passed all the tests. It was my complete defeat. You know, I use Millennium items to show you illusions summoned from the shadows. And yet to me, the image of your friends trusting and helping each other in this world feels like an illusion. Somehow that seems sad, because it is sad. Shadi's just revealed he has no friends. But Yugi's like, I realized something about the power of the Millennium Puzzle. All right? No matter how far apart we are, friends will always come together as one. We are small pieces that bind together to become an undefeatable power, just like a puzzle. The power of unity. That is the power of the Millennium Puzzle. The power of unity? This? All right. And Yugi and company show up. Like, okay, everyone looks cool. Everyone looks like they really played a huge role in this story, and really it was just Yugi and Joey. But anyway, Joey decides to put up in front. Hey, you in the dress? I don't know how you did all this, but this is our place. You better not come back here. Shadi's like, yeah, sure, whatever. All right. He tells Yugi, like, you have passed my test. I have been beaten, but I'm pleased. My bloodline has been searching for so long for someone like you. You may be able to open that door. Feeling more and more like Kingdom Hearts every day. By the way, this door, we will not see this door for years. But anyway. As he goes off, Yugi, Tay and Joy are like, is Yugi all right? He seems a bit different. He seems slightly taller, and his hair seems a bit more profound. They ask him what's going on. Hey, Yugi? He turns around, he's fine, like, huh, what's wrong? um, Professor Yoshimura's like, hey, what's going on here? Um, I don't know anything that's going on here. Joey and Taya feel bad because they've knocked out so much of his teeth. It looks really bad. Good thing his wife and daughter have abandoned him. They won't like him if he looks like this. Anyway, so Shadi takes off Millennium Key. It's actually a really cool way he does it. Like, ooh, the key disappears, falls back into his hand, like, we'll meet again, Yugi, but not until Battle City or Duelist Kingdom, depending on your arc. And that's how the chapter ends. The Man from Egypt, as I like to call it, is a really fun story. It sort of turns everything we know on its head, or rather reveals certain things we didn't quite know with 100% certainty. We didn't know that the other Yugi was a separate entity in itself, which we find out by seeing the two rooms of the soul. So there are two souls inside Yugi. For a while, we just thought this was like an alternate persona, sort of a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing, or even a Batman of Zero and R thing. But no, it's actually two separate individuals occupying one soul, all right? Or one body. Shadi here has been a great antagonist because, first of all, he's not scum of the earth, unlike every other person we've met here so far. He's also the first one to challenge Yugi to a Shadow game. Up until this point, Yugi has been in control of every Shadow game he started. Now here he is forced to play. And this is an interesting game in itself because it's mentioned earlier on that in the Shadow game, hearts and souls are really tested. In other words, there are moments when Yugi won when it was due to the weakness of his opponent's soul, his opponent's heart. This time, the other way around, like the weaknesses in Yugi's heart, of his soul, of his mind, could all be the reason he loses. So it was nice to see him sort of be put on the back foot in that sort of way. Um, Again, I think I kind of like the whole possessed Taya in the ADT version where she's trying to kill Yugi, or at least try to put Yugi in a life-threatening situation to get the other Yugi to show up. I think I like that one a bit better than what we have here, where she has a great moment where she tries to save Joey, um, but it's a take or leave it kind of thing. I still don't know why the ADT version had it played during the day. That to me is weird. So weird. I guess it might have been cheaper to do it during the day, like animation wise. I don't know. Um, Also, fun fact: because this all happens on the roof, the hole where Mitch shows up can only be an illusion. Because otherwise, that means someone was walking on, like, the top floor and just saw Amit's legs. But either way, whatever. Overall, I think the Man from Egypt story is possibly one of the best ever because we introduce so many other things that will come to play later. The usage of two souls. We'll see the room of the soul. We'll see how Taya and Joey actually do play the biggest role in the story next to Yugi. As a matter of fact, for Yugi's story, even at the end of it all, we'll see it's Joey and Taya's narration, their own perspectives that will lead the story going forward. Overall, though, that was fun. I love this story again. This actually was the first story I read in Shonen Jump magazine back in the day when it was still being sold at grocery stores in the magazine section. Oh, what a time that was. I feel old. Anyway, with that, Mind brings to a close. If you're new to the Bug Think Tank, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, smash that thumbs up button. I'll catch you all later. This is Bug Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching. As always, may your fandom serve you well.